All right, here we are for part two. If you are just tuning into this, hit stop, and this is a continuation from the video we just downloaded, which is part one. Carla's going to get right back into viewer comments again, which we lapsed on the last show. So welcome back to viewer comments. Carla's going to get right back to Simone's comments, which we just left off on.
All right, Simone also says, at 5K tennis, also on clay, part of the season, I think three players that will be the strongest. Next couple of years will be Nadal, Djokovic, and Thiem. Federer is end with clay courts. I think only slams that he can win in the next 1 to 2 years are Australian or Wimbledon.
I don't see Thiem at all, though. I just don't. He still can't quit jumping at his one-handed backhand. Oh, by the way, I'm going to throw this in there. If you watched part one, we talked about Carla and I played a match today. We played a lot in the past couple of days. So it may be even 10 sets in the past 4 or 5 days. But Carla would always tell me, you miss so many wide open forehands and backhands by jumping up and hitting. Today, I don't know if you noticed, but I told myself in my head, I'm going to hit to the middle of the court and I'm going to stay down. And it worked. So all I want to say is with your TM pick,
I mean, he's due for a French Open, I would think, but I just don't see it happening.
I like TM. He does jump at that backhand a lot. I think Nadal will always own him. And if you're going to jump at the ball, I think TM plays with a Babolat Pure Strike tennis racket, which is thin framed with about a 97 or 98 square inch head. If you're going to jump at it and hit, I would probably go up to a bigger head size.
All right.
Anyway.
Rajesh says Kia, he will win the Australian and the French Open, and I'll be cheering for him. And Carla, I don't think so. He is not older as Federer, and Federer did win a year before, I guess, so it's not an issue for Novak.
All right, I'm calling out Rajesh right here. Hey, Rajesh. Rajesh just said he would win the Australian and the French, right? Okay.
Sorry, Rajesh.
So wait a minute,
I know
Rajesh.
he's your favorite.
Hey,
No way.
Wait a
No
minute.
way.
Rajesh now, Carla called Djokovic would not win the U.S. Open and painted herself up, right? We videoed that. Carla and sister to Queen have said that they would do something jointly if Djokovic won all 4 majors next year, which would be 6 in a row because he's won the past 2. So my question to you, Rajesh, you're in Houston. You're pretty close to us. We could really work out something meeting halfway with making you really decorated with something. So my shout out to you, Rajesh, is you just called Djokovic to win the Australian and then the French. Are you willing to back that up with some type of epic, comical session? Because if you're in Houston, that's what, 6 hours, 5 hours away from here. Meet you halfway, rest stop, film you doing something crazy. I'm in, bro. So you called your comment, Australian or French.
You're a chicken out.
You ready? Carla's calling you a chicken. Let's see what happens, bro. I hope you bring into this. We're gonna have 2 bets going.
All right, Kia-sama says rapid fire answers.
Oh shoot, here we go. All right, Kia-sama, answer the rapid fire questions. All right, here we go.
Number 1, yes.
Is anyone writing Roger Federer off?
Yes.
Yes. So she's writing Roger Federer off. Number 2 was, is there another major for Roger Federer?
No.
Her number 3 was Rafael Nadal. Will he win the French Open again?
Yes.
Will Rafael Nadal ever win another major?
Yes.
Can Rafa win another major other than the French at this point?
Yes.
Is Djokovic better right now, arguably, and still playing his absolute best? Is Djokovic playing better right now, better than he was in 2015?
Not quite. 2015 was superhuman-like.
I'm with you, Kia-sama. I'm with you. If healthy, does Djokovic win all 4 majors next year?
No, as much as I hope he does.
Does Tom Brady win another Super Bowl?
No.
Does anyone outside of Federer, Nadal, Djokovic win a major next year?
Yes, don't know who, but I'm going to go on a limb and say Stan. Ha.
Wawrinka. Okay, who wins the Australian Open next year, men and women?
Novak and Sabalenka. Ha.
What? Alexander Zverev, is he a letdown?
Severus still have hope for him. He's still young.
Does LeBron James win a title with the Lakers?
Probably.
Woo! Kia-sama came up basketball. Let's go! Woo! Pumped about that one. Does Tiger Woods win another major next year in golf?
Yes.
Oh! Does the type of tennis racket you have make you a better player?
Yes.
Oh! Who wins the World Series this year? The Dodgers, the Astros, the Red Sox, or the Brewers?
She didn't answer that one.
Okay, I may have missed that one. Usain Bolt may sign a soccer contract next year. I love this guy. Lightning fast. Does he play professional soccer and does he do well?
Yes, but his height might be a problem. Soccer doesn't really favor very tall players.
Let's go! Lastly, favorite food or dish if one had to request their favorite meal?
Favorite food? Jollof rice with fried fish.
There you go!
And
Let's go!
And least favorite?
Least favorite. I forgot that. Least favorite.
Tofu.
Tofu. Let's go! Kia! Let's go!
Alright, Kia says also, Ari, the Osaka mentioned, she did play a tournament in Japan after the US Open. Got to the finals and lost. The next one name escapes me as I type this, but she had a mental breakdown of sorts, sobbing in the middle of the game because she wasn't playing well. But yeah, she's taking a much deserved break now, and I wouldn't write her off next year though.
I like that too. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that. Hence, so that's Kia.
Mm-hmm.
So did she just not say though that it's confidence builder to win matches in this year? So isn't it hypocritical to say it's okay for Osaka? All right, Kia, where you out on that one? So just a minute ago, Kia's like, well, it's a confidence builder. So what is it for Osaka?
But Osaka cries a lot, and look, she won the US Open. So
I'm just playing. Kia, love you. That was awesome.
Well, Kia says one more. She says, oh, and P.S. you don't suck. Things will pick up again. No worries.
Oh, yeah. I went on a venture where we did weather videos, and we got like, I really have passion for the weather, equally as much. Well, not as quite as much for tennis. And sometimes I think we just bite, like we're just awful at doing this. But we really love it. We really do. But for some reason, the weather like rains on us.
Again, because there was something coming. So, all right. Simone says, be a number one at the end of the year is more important thing than being number one in January, March, or June. Because if you end the year as number one, that means that you are the best player during that year. Also, he maybe want to bring down Federer, a record of 310 weeks at number one. Novak has 220 weeks. So that is 1.5 years. So maybe that is his goal. Well, he's got a long way to go. Because 310 to 220.
I still like his comment though. Who is that?
Simone.
Because I mean, yeah, if you.
Yeah, I think being number one at the end of the year is more important because that says you were number one.
So by the way, Simone has been absent for a long time. He's coming in bringing some heat.
Mm-hmm.
Go Simone.
Next comment, Stefan. Stefan says, matching fixing alert. So Berankis was 6'4", 5'4", 40 love up against Istomin today, and Istomin retired. OFC, his leg hurts. And after a handshake, he casually walked away from the court. Just a quick reminder for those who don't gamble. For example, if we assume that someone has put money on Dennis Istomin to win the match, and he fails to win, they would lose all the money.
Right.
But if this smart guy retires, then he would get his money back.
Wait a minute. Okay, finish the comment though.
Everyone has the right to presume innocent until guilty, but I would take some serious investigations about this match.
Okay, hold on with this comment.
So if you retire, whoever bet again for him to win would not lose money because he retires. Is that what he's saying?
That's what I just heard.
Yeah.
But wait a minute. Okay, hold on a second. I'm not going to get into this story.
I don't know.
When I was in college, I was very naive and bet on football a lot. I found myself in a deep hole, and luckily, if it wasn't for some help from around me, I probably would have been in a lot more trouble because I had to pay my debt. Only thing I'm trying to get at is a loss is a loss in terms of gambling. If you bet on a match and the person retires, well, the person that didn't retire is the winner. So I haven't heard that. So what he's saying is
maybe we should find out before you say something.
Okay, so
maybe we don't know something.
Yeah, so maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong.
Maybe it's different
with
tennis.
That. Berankis, by the way, I think his first name is Ricardus. Isn't his first name Ricardus?
I don't know.
Anyway, I think his first name is Ricardus or Ricardo. I watched Berankis play Jerzy Janowicz in person at the 2007 U.S. Open in New York City on court 14, I think it was, for the final. And I think Berankis beat Jerzy Janowicz. By the way, have you heard what happened to Jerzy Janowicz? I think he's from Poland, I think he's Polish. I may be wrong there. But Jerzy Janowicz had a deep run, I think, at the U.S. Open, a fourth round at some point. Really tall guy. But I haven't heard much from Jerzy Janowicz. But Berankis for me, was a promising young junior. So I'm sorry to hear that he had to...
Istomin was the one that retired.
I know, but if you're telling me that someone bet on Istomin or bet on whoever, and because Istomin retired, Berankis is still the winner. Is all I'm trying to get at. If someone retires, the person that didn't retire is the winner.
I'm reading on this. It was on match point that Istomin retired.
I understand.
That's crazy.
But okay, so if we're playing a tennis match and it's match point, and you retire at match point, don't I still win the match? I still won, right? So I don't get that. Clarify that one, because for me, if you're betting on a team to win, and they win regardless if the other team retired, I would think that the person that bet on the person that didn't retire would still win. Clarify that one. I don't see how if someone retires, that still doesn't make the other person a winner.
Okay, next comment.
Clarify that one.
Next comment by Stefan says, fun fact, Djokovic won Shanghai Masters 1000 and dropped serve all week, a total of 47 service games in a row. Arguably the greatest returner ever without dropping a serve throughout the whole tournament. That is scary thought for his future opponents.
It is, but we're going to get to this comment when Sister to Queen mentions about Djokovic playing at 100%. I still don't think he's playing at 100%. Even though he didn't drop a service game, I don't think Djokovic has been forced to play his best yet. I just don't. We'll get into that.
All right, David Rains says, favorite movies.
Oh, favorite movies. Go ahead, read them all.
Hoosiers.
Hoosiers. That's the movie
I
about
never saw
basketball.
Okay, never saw
That's a
it.
basketball movie.
Hoosiers, is that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The Natural. Never saw that.
Okay, so look. Okay, hold on. So you don't know. Hoosiers is the basketball movie about a basketball team in Indiana. And there's a young kid that won't play because the coach left and the teacher kind of... It's a really good movie. Gene Hackman, great movie. Hoosiers, awesome. The Natural's a Robert Redford movie. Robert Redford was a pitcher.
Never saw that one.
Anyway, great movie too.
I saw this one, Field of Dreams.
That's a Kevin Costner movie.
Yeah.
So Dave Raines is a sports movie enthusiast. Well, you got to throw Rudy in there. What about Rocky IV?
Rocky IV? How you going to throw Rocky?
With the Russian?
You can't quite throw that in there like that.
Okay, what about...
There's a lot of great sports movies. There's the one with the basketball team full of Afro-Americans that it was their first, they won their NBA, first time they win the NBA against, you don't remember that one? That's a big
I don't
time.
recall that one.
Josh Lucas was the coach. And who is the coach for the Knicks?
When?
Back in like 10 years ago.
There's been a lot of them. Little ball-headed guy. Rip Hamilton played.
No, I'm sorry.
He had the face mask, but he was a player. And we're going to waste time, though.
Okay.
All right, anyway, clarify that. What movie is she talking about?
It's Indiana basketball team, I think. I'm not sure. All sports related. Sadly for my wife, no romantic comedies.
I've lost me on that one.
Dave Rain says all sports related movies.
Okay.
Sadly for my wife, no romantic comedies.
Yeah, Dave Raines said his wife didn't like Neil Young either. So if Dave Raines, if your wife doesn't like sports movies or Neil Young, where does that put her? In a category of aliens? I'm just kidding. That's okay. Let's go, Ms. Raines. Let's go.
All right, next comment. Furzy09 says WTA is still exciting with all politics. Slovenia was denied a wild card by Moscow, probably Ukraine connection, and they gave it to Stevens. That enables Stevens to qualify for Singapore. Why are you laughing?
Who said that?
Furzy09.
Oh man, I love Furzy on this one. Look, I follow like geopolitics and stuff. I'm not gonna get into this here.
Glory Road. That's the name of the. It's a basketball.
Okay, hold on. Furzy09 just said that about Moscow?
Yeah.
Does anyone not know that there's friction between Russia and Moscow and Ukraine? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, Svitolina is Ukrainian?
Yeah.
And then she did not get a wild card for Moscow?
No.
Does it get any more transparent than that? Who said that?
Furzy09.
Furzy09 with comment of the day. Right there.
Well,
so, wait a minute. You don't get... See, if you don't follow geopolitics and the whole deal... Okay, so here's Ukraine... and Poroshenko and this dude, and here's Putin in Russia, and they're like trying to battle for borders. They just took Crimea, and their whole like Black Sea area, and they took their like their perfect port area on a peninsula that shoots into the Black Sea. So there's like a war going on between the border of Ukraine and the border of Russia. Okay, well here's freaking, who's the name? Svitolina. So here's Svitolina, the Ukrainian, like Dogopolov is a Ukrainian. Okay, so I wonder if Dogopolov played in Moscow. Can you look that up?
No, yeah, I didn't see his name.
So that is an awesome comment because he obviously follows geopolitics because, yeah, with the friction between Russia and, it's kind of like East and West Berlin there. Of course she didn't get the wild card because she's a bitter foe of the front lines.
Well, because of that enables Stevens to qualify for Singapore.
Oh! All right.
Pliskova and Burtons can't lose now till the Moscow semifinals, or else they're out of Singapore.
Furzy09. That's what I'm talking about.
WTA finals is next week, then Fed Cup final.
Great comment.
He also says you could title your videos on a specific current topic like, is Djokovic back to his best? Or will Federer win again? Etc. All it takes is to be shared on Djokovic fan pages on Twitter. This will get you thousands of views. So you could start with that topic and then go into general tennis discussion.
Okay, my take on that. Number one, I couldn't even tell you how to operate a Twitter. I don't know how to do that. I don't have it. I don't even know.
We do have it for 5K Tennis.
You do.
There's a few people that do follow us on this group on Twitter.
I have nothing to do with it. I don't have it on my phone. I couldn't tell you what the bird looks like.
It's not my favorite app. I hate it, but
I don't know anything about it. I'm not saying I should not. I'm not being an old timer and not open for suggestions, but I'm gonna leave that to her. Plus, I mean, my Dollar General glasses.
Oh, brother.
Once I get so close, it's all blurry. So I'll just continue to do this. Look, we always have to be open to new things. I understand that. But I just, it's hard for me to sit. It's hard for me to sit down and look.
It's just sad because him and I are only 2 years apart, and it's like it's almost like he's 20 years apart from me sometimes. That's how I feel.
Dave Raines, I need some help on this one. I need some help, Dave Raines.
All right, Wayne Chia says.
Oh, and by the way, who was that said that?
Furzy09.
Furzy09. Djokovic is not back to 100% yet. He is absolutely not. He has not been forced to be 100% yet. He
never said anything about that, though.
He did. He said you should talk about Djokovic being 100% or not.
Where did he say that? He said you can say, is Djokovic back to his best?
No.
All right. Well, let's go to Wayne Chia.
No, he's not. And he's still dominating.
I disagree with you, but anyways. Wayne Chia says, Carla looks tired. Let's go. And then he says, oh, this is fire rapid questions.
Rapid fire. All right, so you ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. Rapid fire. Is anyone writing Roger Federer off?
Yes.
Does Roger Federer win another major?
No.
Rafael Nadal, will he win the French Open again?
Yes.
Will Rafa ever win another major?
Yes.
Can Rafa win any other major besides the French at this point?
Yes.
Is Djokovic better right now, arguably still not playing his best than he was in 2015?
No.
I agree. If healthy, does Djokovic win all 4 majors next year?
No.
Ooh. Does Tom Brady win another Super Bowl?
Tom Brady, who?
He don't know who Tom Brady is. Tom Brady is a quarterback of the New England Patriots. He's won 5 Super Bowls. Anyway, we'll let that one slide. I think he's in Singapore, right?
Yes.
All right, enough said. Does anyone outside of Federer, Nadal, Djokovic win another major next year?
No.
All right, I agree with him there. Who wins the Australian Open next year, men and women?
Not Djokovic, Serena.
Not Djokovic and Serena. So
Not Djokovic or Serena. So he didn't say who.
he didn't say who.
Okay.
I think Djokovic and Serena may win the Australian.
Well, he's saying not Djokovic.
All right, Alexander Zverev, is he a letdown?
A letdown.
Does LeBron James win a title with the Lakers?
LeBron who? All right, Wayne Chia, you just watch tennis. That's
Arguably the best basketball player of all time outside of Michael Jordan, Wilt
He just
Chamberlain.
watches tennis. I don't blame you.
Does Tiger Woods win a major next year in golf?
No.
He knew about Tiger. He knew about Tiger, but not LeBron or Tom Brady?
Wow.
All right, he must be a golfer, number 2. Does the type of tennis racket you have make you a better player?
Yes.
See, I disagree. I think the string job. Look, I can play with any of these rackets on the wall, even the Woody, and if I string it right, I can hit just the same. So I disagree with that. I do not think the type of tennis racket makes you a better player. If it's a broomstick, okay, but if you give me your tennis racket and you let me string it, I will make it right for your game. As long as I know your game. All right, next. Who wins the World Series this year?
No, nobody answered that.
Maybe I missed.
I think you missed it.
Last show, I had a question number 15 is who wins the World Series this year? The Dodgers, the Astros, the Red Sox, and the Brewers. I wrote here.
I say who cares?
I wrote here.
I
wrote here that the Dodgers would meet the Red Sox in the championship, and the Red Sox would win it. But I think I missed that. All right, Usain Bolt, and they signed a soccer contract. I love this guy. Lightning fast. Does he play professional soccer? Does he do well?
Yes.
See, he knows who Usain Bolt is, but he doesn't know who Tom Brady or LeBron is. All right, lastly, favorite food or dish if one had to request their favorite meal?
Chinese food. I do love original paella with rabbit and chicken, and he didn't say which.
Rabbit?
Yeah.
Rabbit? Like bunny rabbit?
Yeah, they make it raw.
Ooh.
He didn't say which one he didn't like. So,
Yeah.
all right, then Wayne Chia says you
rabbit?
There are people who in Dominican Republic they eat rabbit and turtle.
All right. Remind me not to eat rabbit or turtle. All right.
Wayne Chia says, you don't suck, it just takes time. So you have exceeded 200 subscribers.
Thank you for that, Wayne Chia. We do our best to do better. And with 5 kids, and we string rackets, and we coach tennis, and then we high school tennis, and then we do some stuff with some picking and reselling. Man, I would like to have this pay off a little bit in some way, shape, or form.
All right, then Wayne Chia says the last thing. In no particular order, his favorite movies. Casablanca.
Good movie. Great movie.
Tokyo Story. Never seen it.
Never saw that.
The Ring, the Japanese original. I've actually seen the original one.
I've seen The Ring remade, but I don't think I've seen the Japanese
The
original.
cinema was full, but I was still frightened. Whatever happened to Baby Jane, Sunset Boulevard, I cannot stop at 3. I'm a major movie fan.
I like that. Never saw the Tokyo one. Never saw the original Ring. But Casablanca. Casablanca, I mentioned when we made the first video about it. Casablanca is one of the top.
This is the last comment. This is Sister to Queen.
All right, let's go, Sister Queen.
Greetings.
Let's go.
Glad your family weathered the storm and was safe. I've been watching tennis. Federer and Nishikori's match at Shanghai was actually pretty good. Novak is definitely at 100%. His stats prove that his play in Shanghai was right on par with his play in 2015. And watching the tournament, I can say that it's the best I've seen him look all year. I hope Rafa can come back strong and battle hard. Nobody should just give Djokovic anything. The number 1 is important, and that is why players chase it. Imagine if Fed, Nadal, and Novak all have won 20 Slam. Then stats like weeks at number 1, head-to-head, master titles all come into play. Fed, Novak, and Rafa right now are playing for legacy. These year-end tournaments are important to other players for seeding and money. It could be the difference between Kyrgios coming to an Australian ranked 32 and getting a seed, or coming at 38 and potentially playing the big 3 in the opening rounds. Also, the ATP finale offers 1,500 points, more than a Masters. In terms of points offer, it is second only to Grand Slams. Why don't you think this matters? I think there's plenty of tennis news out there if you want to find it. Here are some. Number 1, Novak and Rafa are set to play in an exhibition in December, I believe in Saudi Arabia. This is drawing a small controversy because of Saudi government right now, and some fans are saying they should pull out of the event. What do you think? Number 2, Serena, who I believe will win 1 Grand Slam next year, is set to return to play at Hopman Cup. After all the controversy surrounding the US Open and the cartoon that came out in the Australian, how will she be welcomed? Number 3, Novak, as president of the ATP Players Council, says he will prioritize the ATP World Team Cup over the new Davis Cup. Should he?
What was that last comment?
Novak, as president of the ATP, says he will prioritize the ATP World Team Cup over the new Davis Cup.
There you go.
Should he? Lastly, I'm sticking to the bet with Carla that Novak will not win all 4 majors next year. I think those are adamant that he will accomplish this feat. Should bet on it though. On it too though. I'm sorry. Bet on it too though. Anyone who says that Djokovic will win the calendar year Grand Slam in 2019 should have to do something to mark their defeat as soon as he loses next year, which he will.
All right, my rapid fire. By the way, Sister to Queen, thank you very much for this. We haven't heard from you in a while. We haven't heard from Kiyosama in a while. Our other 2 female viewers here that at least have a voice. So very good to hear from you, Sister to Queen. By the way, you are a consummate tennis fan and write very well. It's always nice to hear from you as well. Kiyosama and Carla, our 3 female commentators and viewers here.
There's some more there. There's a few.
But they don't ever voice their opinion.
One time.
All right. First of all, the Saudi Arabia exhibition match with Djokovic, Nadal, and them playing there. My take on that is, first of all, does anyone think that the governments in any country are perfect? Do you think that the government in the United States doesn't pull things off, like run people down in the streets and then cover it up? Do we think that the governments in any country, I don't care if it's Uganda, I don't care if it's France, Germany, wherever, Greenland, Iceland, people do things for political safety and political gain that would be absolutely shocking. Unfortunately, here for Saudi Arabia, they were caught, at least presumably. I don't know, don't care. I'm not going to get into this. because I don't want to make anybody mad on one side or the other, left or right, whatever. Djokovic and Nadal agreed to play in a tournament. It's not their fault that someone got caught mixed up in potentially a very nasty political situation, but does one think that the American government it walks a beautiful path to all the best things? I mean, gee whiz. Let's put it this way. We just had a gymnast, or the head doctor of Michigan State, I think his last name was Nasser, that was manipulating women, abusing them, or whatever happened with this guy. Does that mean no one goes to Michigan State anymore? How many priests in this country and preachers have done things to kids and the church and been caught? Does that mean no one goes to church anymore? Look, I mean, for me, Djokovic and Nadal, they want to play in Saudi Arabia and further the game in that area, that's fine. Don't hate on them because some buffoon leader or whoever it may be. I don't even mean to say he's a buffoon leader because it may be farce, but nonetheless, does anyone think that their own country's government are just beautiful people that never do any wrong? I mean, I would say leave the guys alone. If they want to play, play. Now, because it's an exhibition and there's an outcry about them not playing, if it were me, I'd probably say I wouldn't play, but at some point in time, I have to ask myself, where I come from, Djokovic is Serbian and Nadal is Spanish. Do you think their governments have ever done any wrong?
Isn't Spain right now in like economic
turmoil? I mean,
and Serbia's gone through its.
Yeah, didn't we have a whole a Kosovo and Serbian war not terribly long ago? I mean, things happen, and unfortunately for them, they're caught in the middle of it. I say leave the guys alone. If they play, they play. Great, no harm done. If they don't, they don't.
I say leave them alone. Nobody's paying their bills. They're making each $1 million.
Yeah.
If they play, I don't see anything wrong with them playing. You just never. I mean, that's not their fault.
Number two, we agree on that. The ATP Finals. Does anyone understand that there is a whole army of attorneys and people and money that are battling about this? Number one, Federer hasn't played the Davis Cup since 2015. Nadal hasn't played it in a very long time.
Actually, Nadal is playing the new format. He's the only one that's playing it.
Well, granted, I would play the new format.
He does.
I'm telling you.
Nadal did play it last year.
I'm getting there.
Yeah.
I would play the new format. It's a tournament. Why wouldn't you play the tournament? Does anyone understand that Roger Federer personally is the main backer of the Labor Cup, is battling square up with the ATP World Tour Finals, and now you got the ATP World Cup or Majesty Cup or whatever it is, and then you got the new Davis Cup format. You got it's all a mess. It's a mess. It's a mess. And, if you don't follow it and think it's not a mess, then you need to go research why the Davis Cup changed, why Federer created the Labor Cup, why Federer hasn't played it since 2015, why it's all about money. Now,
I can't believe Novak's not going to play the Davis Cup.
Why would Novak play the Davis Cup? I wouldn't play it.
It says here that he is going to play the ATP World Tea Cup.
I mean, it's all a toss-up. We're at 28. We got 4 minutes. Was that the last comment?
Yeah.
We've done a show on this. If you haven't watched this, I don't want to get amped up about it, but let me just say this way. I bleed this game.
They should support the Davis Cup.
I was born into it. The Davis Cup has been around since before I was born by many decades, if not 100 years. The reason why the Davis Cup is changing is to compete with the ATP Finals. They got no competition doing it year-round traveling.
I don't care for the Davis Cup. I think it's sad that they're not playing it, but
it was a whole soccer and European football environment where you could roar and cheer, and some people did. But now it's just a toss-up between Roger Federer's Labor Cup. It's a toss-up between the ITF and the Davis Cup. It's a toss-up between the ATP with the ATP Finals and the next-gen stuff.
World Team Cup.
And then now you got the World Team Cup, which is going to be ATP as well. And then you got the Majesty Cup, which is being pitched by soccer people and other business people. At the end of the year, after the U.S. Open, at the same time where the best player should be breaking like when Del Potro broke his kneecap. It's for suckers. It's all for suckers. The Davis Cup wasn't for suckers, but it is now. Wake up!
Calm down.
It's for suckers. Hate me for it later, but it's the truth. You want to spend 2 months of the year where the top players are going to be resting and they're just showing up to hack balls, and if they lose, it doesn't matter. You want to spend the last 2 months of the year watching a new Davis Cup that's meaningless, ITF Davis Cup, ATP Next Gen Finals. You want to watch the Next Gen Finals? You can have it. Let Zverev play court. Whatever. Keep that, man. I'm just telling you, it's a money grab, it's a marketing pull, so Federer can sell his new red BLX freaking racket for $398 million a pop.
Who cares? I mean,
get out of here.
He can make money. It's just like Nadal and Djokovic playing the exhibition. They're making $1 million.
Okay, and what?
So it's not about.
Okay, now what about Australia hating on Serena playing Federer in an exhibition match? What's up with that?
I think it's for her to go to Australia is the right thing to do.
Play it.
She's playing it, and she's playing with who's she playing with? I don't know.
She's playing against Federer.
Yeah, but she's teaming up.
No. All I'm saying is, how can we hate? How can we hate?
Good for her, because that cartoon was horrific.
It was horrific.
That was
how can we hate on Serena playing with Federer in Australia, and we're trying to hate on Nadal and Djokovic playing in Saudi Arabia?
She should play just to prove that she can get through anything.
Sorry for my tirade, but the new end of the year shake-up in tennis is ridiculous. I was born into it. My father played it since he was 4,
it has nothing to
and
do
he's
that
80.
you were born into it. It's just many of the tennis players don't really watch it.
All right. That's it, everyone. We love you a lot. Subscribe, share, like the video. There's a PayPal link below.
And you hear anybody who thinks that Djokovic is going to win all those Grand Slams should have to do something. I agree with Sister Queen. Okay.
Subscribe, share, like the video. There's a PayPal link below if you wish to contribute. You can catch up with us on Instagram at 5K Tennis, on Facebook at 5K Tennis, or at Justin and Carla Davis. Carla with a C, Justin, space Carla with a C, and then space Davis. Hopefully Djokovic wins all 4 majors next year, so Carla and Sister to Queen get filmed doing something epic. And then also, Rahesh, we hope that you do something to back up your proclamation that Djokovic would not win the Australian and the French. Love you, everybody. It's great to be back. Let's go. See you next time.
Adios.